Hi guys, and welcome back to the Barrels and the Bourbon. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into these episodes and liking them and sharing them and all those good things. It really means a lot to us. I have a lot of fun doing this stuff, so it means a lot. And today, I had a lot of fun with our guest Joe, or Pizza Review Joe, as you probably know on Instagram or TikTok, YouTube, all those. But yeah, we had a real good time just kind of talking about, pizza and like what it takes to like make content and first bites of pizzas that we remember eating as kids and just everything. And I'm not going to give too much away. I'm going to save some for the episode. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned. Enjoy. Thank you. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Barrels and the Bourbon. I'm your host Trav, and this is a Neat podcast where we talk about everything happening at Neat, but not just that. We talk about everything happening in Buffalo in general. And with that said, we are here today with Joe,
Yes.
Pizza Review Joe. We're gonna pull up the tag right here, also Pizza Review Joe. Yeah, right here with a ding and all that.
Perfect.
So today, I really just kind of wanted to. Doesn't have to be about like our pizza or anything like that. I know you've been here and we've done a review here before, but I want to kind of just talk about like your origin story, like how you became the man that you became, and like how you got into pizza reviews, and your favorite things in Buffalo. And we'll get into all of it, but
Sounds good.
To start, let's do your origin story. I want to know like growing up. You grew up in Canada.
Yes.
So I initially thought you were a Buffalo boy,
No.
So that when I hit you up, I thought that you grew up here and you were raised by Buffalo Pizza, but you're in Canada.
Yeah, no.
What is the scene like there for pizza? I have no knowledge on it.
Okay, so that's an interesting question. So a little bit of a mix. I've done close to 700 pizza reviews. I live in Wainfleet, Ontario, which is about half hour over the border, so maybe an hour from here,
Okay.
give or take. There is quite a difference between Canadian pizza, and I don't want to just say American pizza because most of the pizzas I've tried are over here in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Probably, when you first see me is when I came over and started doing reviews here. But where do you want me to start with this answer? Because you kind of said our origin, and now you brought up
I want to start.
Buffalo.
I want to start like when you were young.
Okay, young.
Like I don't know. Even I'm sure you don't remember this, but like, what was the first pizza you had? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I can tell you the first pizza I had. I definitely
that's
remember
amazing
that.
that you remember that.
Yeah, my first pizza I ever had was Joey's Pizzeria in Port Colborne, and that was legendary for our area. It is
Okay.
no longer exists. Port Colborne has my favorite pizza today, tied with one over here in East Aurora, which is at Pizzeria Florian. But Joey's Pizza back in Port Colborne, it was, I would say the similarity it has to Buffalo style is that it was super greasy, and it's because back in the day they were using a brick cheese, so it was a nice fat content on it.
Okay.
And the thing that I liked back in the day too is I've always liked cheese and pepperoni, but back then it's a spot that used canned mushrooms, which I'm a fan of, which is sometimes controversial, like pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah.
But I like it. And, yeah, that pizza was unreal. And people still talk about it to today, and it's been gone for probably 20 years.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
I grew up in Wainfleet, which is a small community, 6,000 people. I grew up on a farm. I have a lot of appreciation for the food industry because I was the one growing it for a lot of people, and I know how hard work goes into getting food to the tables and to restaurants and everywhere. But
How long you grew up on the farm? You said how long were you like? Did you till you were like 18? You were like doing farming.
I lived on the farm until I was 35.
Oh,
But yeah, like I grew up like we had pick your own strawberries on the farm.
I love that.
We had produce. We didn't have a lot of like livestock, a little bit of chickens here and there. My parents had pigs before, but yeah, like I grew up having an appetite, and like I was fortunate enough that both my parents, my mom did most of the cooking, but both of them great at cooking. So I've always loved food.
Yep.
Like I exercise a ton. It's a lot of work to be this fat, even like yeah.
Well, you're eating. I'm assuming you do the reviews pretty often. And like today when you walked in, you're like, how many did you do today?
Yeah, I did 12 reviews
12
today.
today?
12, yeah.
So
I
are you eating? I want to get into this like deep, like
as
the
deep
actual
as you
thing,
want.
But like, so I want to save that for a minute because I
Yeah.
want to finish this up. But are you eating? You're eating one piece. Or are you eating more?
And just recently, no, I tend not to finish a full slice. And like just today, I was even more cognizant because on this past weekend, I did a DEXA scan. You ever heard of a DEXA scan?
No.
It's a body scan. And I went and did it because I wanted to see how fat I actually was. And
it's a body scan. What is that?
It's not quite an MRI, but you know, an MRI, you get your body scan. This is specifically to scan your fat percentage, your bone density, your muscles.
Okay.
It's those things along that line. I just did it on the weekend. And
you got a lot of data.
Yeah, I got a lot of data. I got a lot of fat. I'm like 31% fat. You know, your buffalo cheese is so delicious, but it runs through my veins.
Yeah, that's funny.
So as far as doing 12 reviews today, I was trying to dial back on not finishing the slices. So we were just talking about it on the way here, me and my cameraman Chu there. And from 12 pizzas, I had maybe 8 slices. But that's still a full tray that I crushed today.
Yeah.
And a buffalo pizza is what, like 17,000 calories?
It's thick. You know what I mean? Like, it's got that. There's a lot to it. What was the pizza like over in Canada? Was it like a thinner crust? Or is it thicker?
So pizza in Canada, there's different kinds. Like, you don't see a lot of buffalo style, but the crust definitely tends to be thinner.
Okay.
The cheese definitely tends to have less fat. You can still get greasy cheese, but it's overall, I would say, if you wanted to compare the two countries, a lighter pizza for sure. Just like, you know, Americans got more of a reputation of eating high calorie stuff.
Especially
like you can see that in the pizza.
Everything in Buffalo is like deep fried or like covered in cheese and sauce.
Chicken wings are amazing out here too.
God, yeah. I feel like sometimes that I was like spoiled because of that, like growing up in here, because there's eating pizza outside of Buffalo in general, for me at least, like I used to play in a band, so I would like tour around and we'd eat pizza everywhere, and it never hit. It was never good. There was only one spot I've ever been to where it was better than Buffalo, and I highly recommend you go there in New Haven, Connecticut. Oh. So I don't know if you heard
popular,
about them. Yeah, dude, their pizzas. I
like Sally's.
I can't remember the names.
Sally's is a popular one, I think, out there.
The one I went to is like Papa something. I'd have to look it up. I'll look it up and I'll pull it up right here so we can shout them out.
I like
that was the best pizza I've ever had. Like hands down the best pizza I've ever had, and it honestly wasn't even close. It was so good.
See, like,
I get a 10.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't like to go all the way to 10, so maybe like a 9.6 or something.
So outside of neat, what's your favorite pizza in the area here?
I'll say my go-to is definitely, I live in Buffalo, and Lenova is my favorite, but I get it really specific. So I like messing with crusts. Yeah. So I'll get like a honey crust and then sesame seed on it.
Oh, yeah, I like sesame seeds too.
It's so good.
And then for toppings?
Toppings pepperoni. I want a cup and char pepperoni, and I almost exclusively want a cup and char pepperoni. Like I'll actually, if I see a place that doesn't have cup and char, just like the flat peps, I won't even go there. Like I really won't.
I know. I feel it. And like, have you had the Battistoni cup and char made in Buffalo?
I don't know the name, but like the littler ones they really crisp
more
up.
Spicy.
Yeah, dude.
Like that's my favorite one, made right in Buffalo, and I'm shocked that the popularity is not as high.
Same.
Like I don't know, like because Buffalo people I love, and they love their sports teams, they love their Bills, they love their Sabres, they're proud Buffalonians, but for some reason they're not proud about their Buffalo cup and char. Yeah. And I don't understand.
It's weird things like that.
I don't get it.
Right?
I don't get it, but it is what it is. I don't know.
It's always something really weird, like Buffalo loves blue cheese, but then there's debate on like what blue cheese is the best blue cheese. You know what I mean?
I've seen that debate, and I love blue cheese too, but I don't eat a ton of it, especially over here. But because some places make their own, but then there's one brand that I think is you guys make it.
We make our own.
And like it's controversial because some people are like, I see the comments. Some people are like, they shouldn't bother making their own because this place, whatever, already has it. But
It's the thing. There's like it's so saturated with like good food. It's like there's gonna be these debates because it's like I've spent maybe pretty much all summer. I was trying steak and cheese subs from different places because I was like, I'm gonna find the best steak and cheese sub. And honestly, the first one I ever had in my life was Viola's in Niagara Falls. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's so good, dude. And they make they make just steak and cheese subs. Like that is like their sub. Like they're known for it. It's like it's famous in the area.
Violas?
Violas, yeah.
Okay.
I'll text you.
It's
so good, dude. And that is nothing beat that. I tried all summer. I tried maybe 15 places, nothing. Like I couldn't. Nothing even comes close to that.
Interesting.
So shout out Violas. We'll also pull their tag up if they have one.
I'm not editing this, so tag them up. Violas, get it up there. I love it.
Cool.
Now you're asking me stuff. You asked me origin. Like I'm curious because you said this podcast is new. What inspired getting the podcast going?
So I do the marketing for here, and we have Vice also, and we have Bella Chow, 2 other restaurants in the Buffalo area.
Shit. Nice.
And so I do the marketing for all those places. And me and the owner were talking one day because I have a podcast of my own.
Nice.
I have a twin brother, so me and him have one. It's called 2 is Better Than 1.
Nice.
He's like, it'd be cool if we started one here. And I started it, and it's getting good reception. Like it's doing pretty well. I have a blast doing it also.
Nice.
I just love filming and like creating content in general.
Do you guys clip it down or do you post the full thing?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah?
We post the full thing. We clip it down. Yeah.
And you post it where? I mean, this is
YouTube.
Yeah.
On our YouTube page, and then the clips go on Instagram, Facebook.
Good work.
TikTok. Yeah. We have a TikTok page. It's also new. But
do you edit down yourself or do you get AI to do the
I do all of it.
I
do all of it.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
I'll use AI for little tiny things to make things easier, but like in terms of an editing, I feel like I'm so particular on what I want that I just do all of it.
Yeah.
Like for everything.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I wanted to talk to you about that also, about content, about making content, because you make so much friggin' content.
I do, yeah.
Your boy here.
Shoes right there, yeah.
So how does that go? Like what's like a day like today like? Like you wake up.
Okay, so I'll do a little bit of origin with that too. So like I own a real estate company, Right Choice. You definitely got to give me a little.
Yeah, we'll definitely do the tag right here. Right Choice.
That's what fuels and powers the content because I own a real estate company back in Niagara region. That's how I make the majority of my money to provide for all of these pizzas, pay for all the pizza. Because like in Canada, we don't get monetized for content except for on YouTube. And when
didn't know that.
When I say that, just a couple weeks ago, Facebook sent me a deposit for the first time ever. It's like $75 US or something, not a lot, but and I think Instagram notified me that maybe I am getting monetized now in Canada or something, but I haven't seen any money yet.
Okay.
But as far as content, like you like origin stuff, like it was inspired because I work in real estate. Before I owned my own company, I was a realtor, and a friend of mine pushed me into getting into creating content because, like, if you called me, not that you would living in Buffalo, but if I was in Buffalo and you called me to sell your house, my first job to do when having your house for sale is to market it.
Yep.
And how am I going to market your property, right? So the standard thing that realtors do is in Canada, I don't know over here, is they put it on realtor.ca, and that's the majority of their marketing. Maybe they have a Facebook page or not, whatever, but if you're going to pay me literally tens of thousands of dollars to sell your house, I have a big responsibility to do my best and to market the shit out of your property.
I love that.
And the only way I see fit to do that is to build an audience so that when I list a house, people see it for sale.
It's the right way to do it.
It's the right way, but it's a lot of work. It's the right choice, but it's a lot of work because to build an audience, you can't build an audience or a brand overnight. And how do you do that? You have to create content.
Yep.
What content is the content that most people consume? It's video, so not text, not pictures, although there's places for that, but the number one content consumed is video.
Yep.
So we only list maybe 20 properties a year, so doing 20 videos a year is not going to build an audience.
Yep.
So I love food, and I started doing restaurant videos back in the day, and before pizza, it's been an evolution for the content. So
what year is this?
Going back about 7 years, probably. So
you've been doing it for like 7 years now?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So it's a grind, and I've learned a ton over it, but like starting off by doing the restaurant videos, the way it would work, even like the first one I did, I just walked into a restaurant, ordered some food, filmed it, and made a video. And with a little bit of time, I would start ordering like extra food, with a little bit more time, I would start like a little bit of traction, like some restaurants seen it. I call ahead and say I'm coming in.
There we go. Yep.
And then, ask them their best dishes. And then like it was probably good enough content, but it was time consuming because I would go to a place like Neat. I would call like the manager.
And then you're there for like 2 hours.
4 hours filming because I was bad too. So like it would take me a long time to film the intro. It would, wait for each dish. So it would take maybe 4 hours to film one video. It was a lot of work on the back end for my editors. I only have one at the time now. I'm fortunate I have Chu and an editor, but so it would take a long time to splice up all that video. Yeah. And then at one point, I was on my way with a couple of buddies up to Montreal, and they came across a Dave Portnoy pizza review, and they showed it to me, and I'm like, I love the format.
It's nice. Yeah.
Because he shoots one video in a few minutes. You're not taking multiple like cuts or edits. You do some like putting up the lower thirds and shit, but you don't have to take multiple takes of it.
Yeah.
So the scaling of that was amazing. So when I seen that, I instantly started burger reviews because I didn't want to do pizza right away.
Okay.
So I did hundreds.
Nice.
Yeah, I did hundreds of burgers of reviews because I love burgers, and I didn't want to completely rip off Portnoy, even though he does a great job. And I was doing burger reviews for a while, and then at one point I did a pizza review because I love pizza more than burgers, and it got more views, and I love pizza more. So, yeah. So now I'm in the pizza game, and I've been doing that for years now. And long-winded, I don't know how much you like this answer or not, but like just like today, how content looks is like we went out, we came over here, and we shot 12 pizza reviews, and it took about the same amount of time it used to take. We called them Must-See Mondays. And, I distribute that over 3 weeks. So 12 videos is 3 weeks of content, posting Monday, Tuesday, beautiful. Wednesday, Thursday.
It's beautiful.
We post the long form, and then we chop it down to one to have a short form for Instagram. Can't remember for sure on YouTube. I don't know if on TikTok right now if we're posting the full 3 minute or the 1 minute. So I don't know. That was kind of a long-winded answer.
No, that's great. That answered a lot of the questions I had with it because number one, to start with the real estate thing, I have a bunch of friends that are real estate agents, and they kind of struggle with the same thing because it's like real estate doesn't necessarily like on its own just crush on Instagram,
No.
But what you're doing is you're building your brand, and now people know you, like you, and trust you. Mm-hmm. So then when they do want to sell their house, and you wear you're promoting this the whole time,
all the time.
So when they do need to sell their house, they're gonna come to you.
Yeah. At least I'm on the mind. Yeah. So like the synergies with the content is like I told you about building the audience so that when I list, for example, you got friends, but list your house, then when I list it, and I put it up on Facebook and everything, I have people looking at my stuff. Sure, they're around for pizza, but
they're going to come across that.
Yeah, they see it, and it's just more eyeballs is the name of the game. Yeah. That's marketing.
Yep.
Right, and then there's, of course, the synergies. There's a lot of people that like my reviews and a lot of people that don't, and I'm fine with it all because, like, what I'm trying to do in the midst of it is promote businesses, local, and, like, Buffalo's still local-ish, but I started locally, but still doing local, all that, but it's getting to know people. I'm scaling people, getting to know me.
You're definitely getting views. Like, for instance, when we started, we were talking, like the idea of having you come on the pod, and I told my parents, I was like, oh, Pizza Review Joe's coming on, and dude, they were so happy.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. They were like, immediately they were like, we listen to him and like go to the places that
no
he
way.
said, like Macy's place. They went to you because you had said something
no
over there
way.
because you said about it. And so they're really stoked on us. So shout out my parents, Frank and Colleen.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hi, Travis parents. Thanks for watching.
So you're definitely getting eyes on it.
Yeah.
Which is so awesome.
And it's a long grind. Like I knew when I started from day one, you don't build an audience or a brand overnight. Like
no.
It's a long haul. And
it's
like
tough, dude. Yeah.
Like a lot of people get discouraged when they start it because you're not going to see results right away.
It's the biggest reason people quit. Is that they're not getting the results right away. Probably.
Yeah, like I can't post a pizza review and all of a sudden think somebody's going to wake up, call me and say I want to sell my house because I've seen you get pizza all over your face, right? And like even with that, like I'm still far from being a great person on camera. My camera presence is still, I don't know how you'd want to rate it out of whatever, but
I think you do great.
Well,
great.
compared to where I started, but there's still a lot of room for growth, just like anything.
Do you, in front of cameras, do you feel anything? Like, does it feel like there's like a barrier between you and the camera almost, or?
Okay, so like, when I first started, I was like nervous.
Okay.
And like, I didn't want to do it. I had no. But like right now with these being here, like whether they were here or not, the only difference for me is like I'm really cognizant to try and swear a little bit less.
Same.
Because like I don't know what your viewership or even like mine is. My mom watches some of my stuff and I almost never swear in front of my mom.
Cool. Yeah.
So, but like I'm done thousands of videos, so it doesn't affect much. It's just I try to tone down the swearing, and like I have different levels of sense of humor too, so I kind of keep it more on the PG rated in front of the cameras versus not. Like I grew up on a farm, rednecks, right? Like we have lots of jokes.
Okay, really quick before we move on, I just got to sell some cocktails really quick, so we're gonna cut to that. I do like breaks, like I'll like snap to I do a full ad now.
Oh, I like it.
That's fantastic, Joe. And you know what else is fantastic? Our Adios Panelones cocktail. This right here is it. The Adios Panelones. And yes, it's exactly as wild as it sounds. You might be thinking, is this a cocktail or an adventure in a glass? Well, let me tell you what. It's both. You get the boldness of the tequila, the sweetness of the strawberry, and just enough punch that makes you feel like you're doing something spontaneous. Like saying adios to those pants you've been wearing just a little too long. It's the kind of drink that makes you feel like you're on vacation, even if you're just a few blocks away from the ice rink and that Buffalo snowstorm is trying to creep in. It's sunshine in a glass with a side of sass. One sip and suddenly you're on a beach, toes in the sand, just you and your Adios Panelones. Delicious. So come on down to Neat and let's toast to these handcrafted cocktails and good times, because you can't spell Adios Panelones without a whole lot of fun. Back to you, Joe. All right, so Joe, you do come to Buffalo a lot, and you do a lot of reviews here. So I am curious, and it doesn't need to be here. Like, what are your favorite pizzas in the area?
That's a good question. The first one is easy to answer because it's tied for my favorite pizza, and it's Pizzeria Florian, East Aurora. Okay. That pizza is unreal. It's not the traditional Buffalo style. Have you tried it?
It's like an artisan pizza. My girlfriend her fiance is from newly fiance, so I always screw that up.
Congrats.
She's from East Aurora. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
So she knows about it. I've seen a couple of their pictures. I haven't been there though.
Unreal. Like,
is it like an artisan-y kind of?
Yeah. So I know you got Neat here. You guys do a great job. We haven't even talked much about that, but if you're gonna ask me that, like, Pizzeria Florian is owned by Jay Langfelder and his wife. And before they owned Jay's Artisan in Kenmore.
I know Jay's. Yeah. I didn't know that's where they are. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. So Jay's is nice.
Yeah, he sold that, so he doesn't have it anymore. He started it, and over there they do a wood-fired in Detroit, those are my two favorite styles of pizza.
I actually don't know. What is a Detroit style?
Detroit is done in a pan, square pan. It's a thicker crust. They tend to put the sauce on top of the cheese.
Okay.
I think they do it after cooking. And it's almost like a focaccia-style crust.
Hell yeah.
And, like, it's interesting because wood fire and Detroit style are almost opposite crust because wood fire is super thin.
Right.
And the pizza cooks in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
The Detroit style, like, to prepare the dough, it's like some of them got 48, 72-hour fermentations, and like it's thicker, and like
they go in on their pizza over there.
Yeah, but that's over at Jay's Artisan, where that's what Jay Langfelder had before. But now Pizzeria Florian, Artisan is a great way to explain it, and it's done in an electric oven. Jay Langfelder, out of the 700 reviews or so that I've done, he is the smartest pizza man that I've met. Pizza person, pizziolo, whatever you want to call him.
I like pizziolo.
That I always get that term screwed up. I can't even barely speak English
I don't know
properly.
if I said it right either. So I mumbled the tail end of it, like pizziolo.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, when you ask best pizza around here, now there's still hundreds of great pizzas around here. like sometimes people ask me the difference between American and Canadian, like which one's better. And like my second favorite pizza is in Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada, and it's tied with like Pizzeria Florian. And like to me, and at pizza, like a lot of things is subjective. The top tier pizzas are like very comparable. But if you were to walk into any pizzeria in Buffalo, you're likely going to get a great pie.
Yeah.
Whereas if you walk into any pizzeria on our side of the border, you don't have as good of odds to find a great pizza.
Right.
It might be good, it might be shit, it might be great. But over here, more than likely, it's going to be solid.
I feel like over here, it needs to be good because of the competition, or else it'll just fail because nobody will go to it.
I guess.
But I think even in America, like other parts of America, it's like you'll have like one or two pizzerias in that town, so like they're going to be fine. Even if they're just okay, they're going to be fine because people are still getting pizza, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's like when you have like something centered around like great pizza or whatever. All the pizza has to be pretty good, or else it won't live. Like it's not going to be around that.
It won't make it. Yeah. And just like honorable mentions, I was just with Matt from Buffalo Deep Dish. He's not open right now, but he was at Buffalo Brewing in Buffalo. He does a Detroit style.
I saw some of the videos you did for that.
Yeah, amongst he does Detroit thin crust and like Chicago Deep Dish, but he does great. I love Macy's. Picasso's, even though they're a chain, I love them, and they use a conveyor belt oven and somehow pump out some of the best pizza.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Buffalo's got tons of great spots.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And your favorite topping is, I'm assuming.
Yeah, cup and char
Cup and
pepperoni
char,
for
let's
sure.
go,
And if we had to pick one, it'd be Battistoni for sure. But like even the margarita, like we have a couple on our side of the border, Venetian. You guys got Izzo too. Like cup and char. Even like there's one that is like there's one that's kind of not the greatest. I forget the brand, but it's still pretty good. There are good lay flats. You said that
I know I'm so biased with it for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like I'm like we don't need to be doing this. You're like we could add so much more to this right now. You know, just like let's put on a little cuppy char.
Cup and char is great, but even still, like sometimes like the cup and char, sometimes it's not charred if it's not cooked enough. So then it's like makes it a little bit disappointing
and
when
then
you get
the whole issue of meeting like the dough cook with like the pepperoni cook and like all that.
Totally.
All right, cool. What I wanted to do also is we don't need to do a review.
Yeah.
But I want to go through your mindset when you are doing a review, because you have your intro, which is great, and then you have, I know you look under it, and like can we just walk through, like pretend there's a pizza right here.
So these are good questions. So it kind of is a little bit of a framework to it. And first thing, I open it up, take a look and see what we're looking at. Right there isn't really any scoring on looking at it, but it gives me first impressions. Right, like distribution of the pepperoni. You know,
and I also like that because you're right. Like the look of it isn't how it's gonna taste or whatever. But when you in those videos, I've watched your videos. You open it and you comment on it, and I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm also making a judgment call.
Yeah.
And like you're pretty much mirroring it. You know.
Yeah.
And it's like this is great. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. It's interesting. I never want to see the pizza before I open it up. Right. There's a place once in a while that'll open a pizza to show to make sure I got it right. And I appreciate that they do that to make sure the toppings were right. But I like to open it up because you can't recreate being surprised if there's something out of the ordinary, right?
Or if it just looks so good in like that initial like that. It's like the visceral like reaction. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And like it's once you open it and close it, it starts to cool down a bit. So your first time opening the box is going to be the best look of it. So
it's like opening a bag of chips, man.
Yeah.
For some reason, once you open it, those first few chips are always the best chips.
Exactly.
No idea why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's the first thing. Then like the next thing that like I grabbed the slice to take a look, and sometimes it does have an effect on the score is how well it's cut. Like sometimes it's cut just fine. Sometimes it needs a little help. Sometimes it's not cut. And like that's not going to have a huge impact on the score, but I've had it literally before where I go to grab the slice and I'm holding the whole pizza up because it wasn't cut through.
Yeah.
And like I have to dock something for that.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, not that like I'll go like I'll go all of a sudden from an 8.5 to a 3.
Right.
But it could maybe have up to 1 point, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Like,
it all affects it.
Yeah, it's all part of the process.
I've noticed also, quick interjection here. Recently, a few of the places that you've done are all like tavern.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a lot of places in Buffalo that did that in general. You usually do pies.
Yeah.
So are you seeing that's like more common lately, or like just specific spots?
Yeah, I don't know more common or not, but yeah, I don't know if there's many places, if any, that I've seen in Canada. And just actually today, I got a breakfast pizza at Crosby's, and when I was in there, she asked me, "Do you want it tavern or triangle cut?" And I told her to do whatever she wanted, but I don't know if it's more common or not, but I've definitely seen it a few more times. Yeah.
Like I was saying with my crust, I like to plus up the crust. I want that triangle because then I get my crust. Like tavern, it's like you might not get any crust.
Yeah, or you might get a piece that's like the size of a finger. Yeah. Like what's good about the tavern for me is if I can keep it down to one slice, it helps me keep the calories low. But it might not give me the full spectrum of the pizza. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the triangle slice. But yeah, when I grab the slice too, whether it's cut and then I take a look underneath.
I like that too so much. Yeah.
A lot of people have been busting my balls lately. Like, how much higher do you need it? Do you need a crane? But this is how I get a look at it.
High enough to see under it, buddy. Yeah.
So like I take a look, and that's going to give me an indication on how well it was cooked. Yep. Sometimes if it was done on a screen or not. Sometimes they put holes in it or whatever. It gives you a look at the underside. Yep. So I bring it down. But then once I take a bite, the first thing I'm trying to do is on the first bite is let people know the first thing that's hitting me on the first bite. Right? Because when you break down a cheese pepperoni pizza, what you've got is crust, sauce, cheese, pepperoni, and then like there's kind of like the distribution, thickness, that all kind of ties in. But the first bite is going to give you some indication of something. It might be the first thing that hits you might be like there was a ton of cheese, right? And good or bad cheese, better or not, or it could be that it's super undercooked and like, right? So the first thing I'm trying to do is let the people watching know the first thing hit in my mind. And once I get through that, then I'm trying to think about the different components. Yep. The pepperoni, the sauce, the cheese, and the crust, whatever I haven't talked about, and trying to dial in what I'm seeing from those. And like, I am definitely not a master of language to have all the best descriptive words for everything. Like, I didn't excel in English class, and I'm not a walking thesaurus, but I love pizza. I'm just trying to identify the things that are hitting me when trying those.
I think you do great with it, man.
I don't know. I'm just trying,
You're doing great, okay, so we're lifting it up.
Yeah.
We take a bite.
Yeah.
You talk about your first impressions, everything, and then you always go to the crust also, obviously.
Yeah, hit the back, And, just work the way through. What's interesting with the score, too, is, like, you can't just take it, for example, like if there was 5 components and say like the crust is out of 2, the cheese is out of 2, the pepperoni is out of 2, and say like
I see, and then you add all.
But I can't do that because like it's a weighted scale because like
dude, I love this so much. I
love
this conversation so much.
Do you?
Dude, because I review pizzas to my friends and stuff just like for fun or whatever, and I'm so specific. It's and I love as soon as you said weighted scale, I'm like, let's go, dude. Tell me more.
I have to because like if the pepperoni is perfect and the cheese is Galbani and Buffalo, it's Battistoni. You've got Stanislaus tomatoes coming from California. You could, I don't think double O flour is popular in Buffalo, but you could have the best. But then if you barely cook the thing, it could be a 3.
Yeah.
And everything else about it was a 10.
Yeah.
But, and then like sometimes like everything might be like a little bit above average. And like, I don't remember what I scored them, but a place somewhere over here, I don't remember, Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Yubs, it was $10. And like I gave them a little extra love because the value was unreal.
Yeah.
Because like it
is nice.
Yeah, the price in like cut doesn't have like a big part of the weightedness, but it can have an effect. Like
there's a factor involved.
Yeah, like if I were to like go next door right now and I got a 16-inch cheese pepperoni pizza, and if it was $65, I would have
better be a good pizza.
My expectations would be super high.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like when I got the pizza for $10, I'm like, this is going to be trash.
And then if it beats that expectation,
and
now it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's why like there isn't a hard, fast science to it. It's completely subjective.
Yeah.
My taste and your taste, anybody's taste could be different. So,
Right.
like the one thing, like when I'm doing the review, I am describing the best I can the pizza. I am putting in a score, my personal score. But at the end of the day, like I'm trying to describe the pizza and show it so that people can make a decision. If it looks good to them, I hope they go try it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I hope that people aren't just going based on whatever score I give, because if I give a 9, but you don't like that style of pizza and you go, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Right? So, like to me, like the scores are kind of like a hook and kind of like interesting, but to me they're almost irrelevant. The pizza's the star. I'm just the guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and swipe to our resident weather woman here at Neat, where she's going to walk us through these Buffalo winters. Over to you, Emma.
Thanks, Travis. As you can see, it's a little bit freezing outside today. And you want to know what's perfect for this type of weather? Whiskey. So come on down to Neat and pull up a stool to take a look at our extensive whiskey menu, where you can see some of your favorite whiskeys along with some things that you've never even heard of before. That's Neat at 5175 Transit Road, Williamsville, New York. Back to you, Trav. Can I go inside now?
Thanks, Emma. And yes, you can go back inside now. So I have one question too, because I watched this one also like 2 days ago or whatever, Wegmans.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Wegmans pizza?
I didn't
video?
like it. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I also don't like it. And I love Wegmans, but there is just there's no heart.
Yeah,
There's no heart. And I
no
think
heart, no love, yeah.
Maybe that's a part of it, is like even down to like the cooking element of it, is like the cook also has to care.
There's got to be love, yeah.
Yeah, so like I think places that tend to keep staff around and stuff like that have great pizzas because they are used to that oven. They know what they're doing. Like they put the love into it.
Yeah.
Wegmans never had that for me. I was glad too when I was watching that. I was like, I hope he doesn't give it a great score.
Yeah.
No, and I love Wegmans for everything other than that.
People say their subs are unreal.
They're so good.
They are, right?
If you were the subs, that would have been like an 8.5.
Yeah, eh?
They're good. Yeah.
See, like, that's like interesting because we're talking like, are they putting love in the subs?
I feel like so the subs they cut like they're making the bread, they're cutting the bread in front of you, like all of it. Where I think the pizzas are more like, we got like our dough, we're putting the sauce on it and doing the thing.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay, I probably one of the last questions.
No problem.
I'm curious, your like recognition.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, since you started doing these, you've got more recognition. What is it like now? Like, do you get recognized when you're walking around? Like, people know you. Like, people, when I said you're coming here, people were stoked that you're coming here.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see that dynamic because, so if I walk into a library, nobody's going to know who the hell I am, right? But when I spend a lot of time eating and going to restaurants and stuff, so I tend to put myself into spots where I am going to get recognized more. And, like, I think that I appeal more to the everyday person versus like even like with real estate, I'm not targeting, although if it happens, like high-end stuff, and I don't think I necessarily appeal to like uber rich people or whatever. I think I'm a regular guy.
Regular dude, yeah.
Yeah, so but I have like one of the most surprising ones was 2 years ago I was in Ireland.
Okay.
And
was recognized in Ireland?
Yeah. It's almost everywhere there's somebody. Awesome, but that one was really shocking because it wasn't even in Dublin. It was like between cities. Pulled over to like go to the washroom, and it was a little bakery. Walked in, and some guy's looking at me. And like I'm like, what's he looking at? And he's like this.
Like the last thing you expected, probably, like in Ireland.
I'm like, sup? He's like, I follow you on TikTok. I'm like, what? I didn't even know there's TikTok in Ireland. So but it's not like everybody. Not like definitely not everybody, but it does happen. And like that's for me, like I've always been a social guy, but I have never been somebody that likes being in the spotlight. But like it all boils back to business and how important it is for me to build that audience for selling people's houses and to be able to run a successful business, which involves a lot of marketing. But it is nice that when it happens, it lets me know that things are working.
Yeah. Do you do you like it when you get recognized?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's great.
I've done a couple commercials like for around here. They usually play before like Bills games and stuff like that. One was actually with Khalil Shakir. Shout out Khalil Shakir.
Oh, nice.
But it when people recognize me, dude, it's like it was all worth it. But you know what I mean?
No
like
doubt.
It's this thing in me that just like keep grinding. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
totally.
it makes me want to try harder when that
Totally.
happens.
Like
Does
I
that
don't
happen
know.
with you? Kinda?
Well, I don't know what it would take to not like the recognition. Like I guess for like the real A-list stars when they're just trying to live a normal life,
Right.
I can see it, but like I own my own business.
Of course, you want people. To
yeah,
know who
the
you are,
more
yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
So like you just seen, it's awesome. You introduced me to a guy that works here.
Will. Shout out Will.
Will. Think like people. It's interesting because like I'm just a regular guy, and like when I talk to people, like sometimes they don't even like. I offered him, "Do you want to take a picture?" And he was happy. He wanted.
Oh,
to
he
take
wanted
one.
a picture. He
Yeah.
had told me he wanted.
Yeah, and like see, like sometimes people don't ask, and like
Yep.
not only like I'll offer it. It's good content for me too. Like we'll put it up on the story. I'll tag them up, and like like I like it all. Like I've even, it's rare once in a while I'll have somebody like confront me and be like, you don't know anything about pizza. Like, because I'll be at a bar. I'll be a drunk guy. There was like one guy in St. Catherine. He almost wanted to fight me. And I know.
Like this isn't like a political thing.
I know. And that's the thing. I don't know how much longer you want to go on this, but what's interesting about it too is like anybody that creates content, you're going to get a mix of comments online, good and bad, right? And it's really interesting because, first of all, I'm talking about pizza, one of the most, maybe the most loved food on the planet.
Dude, I've always said that there's two things that make you feel right when you have like ingest them is water and pizza.
Exactly. I'm crushing water out. And like it's like the most lighthearted. Even when I don't like a pizza, I almost never like trash the place or the pizza. I try my best to be as constructive as possible. I try. Like, cause like I don't want to hurt a business. Yeah. I don't want to purposefully offend somebody.
Yeah, that's not why you're there. Yeah.
No, but if I don't like it, I'm still doing honest, right? But it makes me think about, like you said, political. Like you think whether you like any politician or not, like there's politicians that I don't like, right? But I give them credit even if I don't like them. Because like they're in the light talking about controversial, important things. And there's guys that I don't like at all. But I understand what it's like. And they're on the top scales. Like if you're talking president or prime minister or like you guys got governors and stuff, even if you don't like them, I don't like them, I just give them credit because like they've got, like for example, our prime minister that stepped down now or whatever, Trudeau, I'm not a big fan. Right?
I didn't know he stepped down. I'm learning that right now, to be honest with you.
But like even as much as like I don't like a lot of the ways he handled a lot of things, I still respect that he was the leader of the country and that he was in like first line of taking all the heat and like how hard. I've seen tons of videos, even if I don't like them. When I see a video of somebody walking up to him and be like, saying hateful stuff, I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, so.
And that's online in a nutshell, essentially. There's the give and take, essentially.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, it's pretty wild to see, like, how it can get so heated over pizza. But that's why, like, what it's done for me is given more of an appreciation for people in the light that I don't like what they're doing, but it makes me respect them more.
I got it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I'm really...
Before you wrap up, I got something to touch too.
All I was just going to say there was also that this is like the longest one we've done so far, and that's awesome. That means we've just had like a lot to talk about and had a good time.
I like it. So like you did such a good job of not hard selling meat or anything, and I don't specifically remember exactly the pizza, even though I know that I scored it an 8.4. Checked just before, but
we'll pull up the clip too right here of the review.
I like it.
We are here at Neat Pizza on Transit Road in Buffalo, New York. So let's take a look. Okay, look at that cheese pull. Take a peek underneath. Nice browning. Look at that cheese.
But what happened here was some of the best service that I've had.
Dude, they're great here.
Yeah, because like I don't remember. I've definitely waited longer for pizza than I did for here, but the pizza was late when I got here, and they gave me a gift card. Was it for $50? It was for something, and I think I gave it offered to give it away in the video. But I was
nice.
That is something that always sticks out for how good the customer service was when I was here. So
I love that. I love everybody here. Like I know everybody's my friends here and everything, but they're just sweet people in this building, and it just kind of feels like this nice little tight family. And I think the customers also really feel that. Like even like on our Instagram, like I do pretty silly videos for here. Like they're just silly, fun times, and we have fun. And I just want everybody to like know, come have fun. Like just come have fun. Like I'm not like this. Like I don't need to sell.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to
That's
sell.
good.
I want to make a friend.
That's good.
So it's like I kind of feel that way with like anybody coming in. It's like let's be friends. Like let's have fun. Yeah.
Hang out.
Yeah.
And like I want to follow up too. So like the name of the podcast is what again?
So we should talk about that. The name of the podcast is The Barrels and The Bourbon. I usually shoot downstairs in front of our barrels and wall like liquor locker that are bourbon.
Yeah.
Usually in there. So I wanted to bring this up here so we could at least have bourbon and barrels involved in some capacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just we're a whiskey bar and like a wood-fired restaurant.
Nice.
And I was sitting in front of barrels and bourbon, so I called it The Barrels and The Bourbon.
So what are some of the most popular signature drinks here?
The most popular one is the Bourbon Smash. We've had that since the beginning, and it's just bourbon. There's little cucumber, simple syrup, lemon, basil. Super
that sounds
simple.
Fantastic.
It's so good, dude. Yeah. Outside of that, it's we do specialty drinks like throughout the year for like each season, and we involve a lot of like whiskeys and like different bourbons and stuff involved in that. Tequilas too, vodkas, whatever.
Have you guys done one of my favorite I don't know, specialty drinks or whatever is an espresso martini? Yeah.
Not here. We haven't done one here. They have them, but like it's not like on our menu. Like they would make one, but down at Vice, our other restaurant, everybody loves espresso martinis. Oh, we'll have like right now we have 2 on our menu actually, like different kinds of.
Yeah, because espresso martinis, I personally don't drink coffee, but when I have an espresso martini, I can have about 400 of them because they get me drunk and wired.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
But I've had them. They're traditionally made with vodka. But I have had them with tequila, and I wonder if you could do them with like a bourbon. I'm sure you could do them with a bourbon.
Probably the right one in some capacity.
If you guys test an espresso martini with a bourbon or whiskey, let me know and I'll come.
Dude, yeah, we'll do it on the next pod for sure.
I like it.
That sounds great.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up. Joe, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
we'll put up, and as you say it, we'll pull them up also.
I should have plugged it earlier in the beginning because less people make it to the end. But
we'll clip it. And
it's all good. So yeah, like to see my pizza reviews, my name across all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is Pizza Review Joe. YouTube is the only one that is monetized, or maybe a little bit of Facebook. So if you're going to watch, YouTube's the best spot. That's where I'll respond to comments. My website, where I have all the pizza reviews posted, is www.review.pizza. And I say that because a lot of people go reviewpizza.com.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wait, it's .pizza?
.pizza.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you want to see them all. I have all the rankings on there. I have a spot on there for people if you want to leave recommendations like that New Haven or Connecticut or whatever. If anywhere you want to see me go, when I go to places, I refer to my own website there where people have suggested. And, yeah, this is all fueled by Right Choice Happenings Realty in Waynfleet. So if anybody's buying or selling real estate in Niagara, and not only does it help fuel the pizza, I have a phenomenal team that we provide superb service, and I have a personal guarantee that you're going to get great service from us. So
cool.
That's that.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe.
Thank
you.
Really
Appreciate it. I'm glad that we actually got this to happen, and because I'm so stoked to have you on.
Thank you. And
we'll have to do this again for sure.
Sounds good. Cool. Anytime.
All right, man. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching the Barrels and the Bourbon. Like, subscribe, comment, all of those good things, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.